Hello, grade nines. Uh, it's nice to it's nice to talk to you again. It's Monday morning ish, almost 11, almost Monday lunchtime. And here, as promised, is your what you're supposed to do with the poetic devices slideshow slash note that I hope that you had a chance to watch last week. So what we need to do, and what we would do if we were in class here, is that I basically need you to show me that what you know how to spot and you know what those devices are, and and how they work within music. So what I want to start with is just identifying, just straight. Here's a metaphor. Here's some alliteration. I just want you to identify um, those devices in songs. So I'm hoping that all of you are set up to at least listen to some music and look at some lyrics. Perhaps that often helps, then rather than trying to rely on your ears. But anyway, here is the sheet. I'm going to email this sheet to you in PDF form too, so that hopefully you'll be able to look at it as you please, and not just in this video. Okay, so your job is to listen to some music. So I hope that's something that you like to do anyway. Please listen to some music, paying close attention to the lyrics. Try to find one example of 5 of the poetic devices from the slideshow last week. Here's an example of what that could look like. Okay, so I had my music playing on random, and I just looked up the lyrics for each song, and kind of just paid attention to them, listening, looking for some of those poetic devices. Now, I am a lot more familiar with these things than you, and I'm a lot better at spotting them than you. But this took me, you can see I've got 3 examples from 2 songs there. So once you're practiced at this, you'll start to notice these things a bit more often. But for now, I think if trying to find an example of one example of 5 of the poetic devices is a good start. Now I want to say, and I'm going to put this right in here. Repetition does not count. Okay, repetition is a bit of a lame, example, just because it's just repetition. It's very easy. It's very easy to spot, and it doesn't take a lot of skill, and it doesn't, Anyway, I don't want you to give me examples of repetition because almost every song has it. So I want you to look harder and need to find some of the other poetic devices. So, excuse me. So as I was listening, I made note of the song. First one is Holocene by Bon Iver. And I made note of the lyric that I wanted to highlight. The lyric is, "Was where we learned to celebrate." Okay? So the device that I want to highlight here is alliteration. And I've explained how I know it was alliteration because I've got the was, where, we. The 3 W's in a row there makes it sound good. So that's alliteration. I also have Light Bulb Sun by Porcupine Tree. The song starts off by saying the sun is a light bulb. And that is a metaphor because the sun is not actually a light bulb. The lyricist there is making a connection between the light-giving properties of our planetary sun and an ordinary light bulb. That has a bit more meaning as the song progresses because, anyway, it doesn't matter. Context isn't really necessary here. What we need to focus on is that the sun is a light bulb is a metaphor. And then lastly, from the same song, the phrase, one of the lyrics is "sickly pink liquid," which sounds pretty cool. He's talking about medicine. And that happens to be an assonance because of the I sounds here in sickly, pink, and there's 2 in liquid, sickly pink liquid. Okay, so that sounds really cool, and the reason it does is because of that repeated I sound. It doesn't rhyme, but that repeated vowel sound makes it flow and makes it sound cool. Okay, so your assignment then is to do what I've just done here. This kind of thing. You can format it exactly the same if you'd like. You can format it slightly different if you'd like, but basically I want the song title and the artist. So song title by the artist. I'd like the lyric that you've chosen to highlight, and I want to know what device you think it is and why you think it is that, with a little explanation there. You'll notice I did not do that for the metaphor. This one is so straightforward. It's like the basic metaphor. The sun is a light bulb. So I didn't explain that. Perhaps I should. Direct comparison. It's a direct comparison. Okay? And song, lyric, device for the third one. Okay, so I'm looking for one example of 5 of the poetic devices. So that's not 5 metaphors. That's not 4 metaphors and 1 alliteration. Please try to give me 5 distinct, separate devices. There were much more than that, so you got quite a few to choose from. You should find lots of similes. You should find lots of metaphors. You should find lots of alliteration. If you're a rap and hip hop kind of person, you should find lots of assonance where the sounds are repeated, not necessarily rhyming, but making it sound good. The flow of the language is quite good in hip hop and rap. So that's what I would like you to do. I'd like you to put something together like this and email it to me. You can respond to this email, any email, or you can just fire off an email to my work address, owen.cunningham@ucdsb.on.ca, and I'll answer them. But essentially, when you're done this, please email it along, and I appreciate it. So I hope everything's going well, and I'll talk to you later.